I give Caitlin full credit for that.
WNBA players wore t-shirts.
The shirt she had on,
they had a message for Kathy.
Just 2 minutes ago, Caitlin Clark sparked a fire, not with a three-pointer, but with a message.
A statement to the WNBA. Pay us what you owe us.
That's a big statement.
All publicity is good publicity.
At the WNBA All-Star Game, she stepped onto the court wearing a shirt that said, "Pay us what you owe us."
Caitlin Clark rocking the shirt.
And now, she's under fire. The backlash is real, and some say this move could cost her dearly.
Caitlin Clark and the ladies definitely found herself on the cover of News after coming out wearing shirts that they deserve more equality and they deserve more pay.
But before we get into it, if you stand with Caitlin for standing up, drop a CC 22% in the comments. Let's show the world she's not alone.
Pay us what you owe us.
We feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game was set to be a celebration. Packed crowd, highlight reels, and star-studded talent.
There's one person in this league that when she walks in the building, when she walks in the room, the owners see dollar signs. There's only one person, and her name's Caitlin Clark.
But one bold moment took over the spotlight. It wasn't a dunk. It wasn't a buzzer beater. It was a message.
WNBA All-Star Game just wrapped up. Caitlin Clark and the ladies definitely found herself on the cover of News after coming out wearing shirts that they deserve more equality and they deserve more pay.
5 powerful words printed on black t-shirts. Pay us what you owe us. Both teams wore them. It was no accident. With CBA negotiations hitting a boiling point,
this t-shirt that says, "Pay us what you owe us." Oh, man. Talk about trying to stick it to the man. All right, well, stick it to the woman.
They come out in the All-Star Game wearing "Pay us what you owe us" t-shirts. WNBA players whose salaries are subsidized by the NBA.
The league's biggest stage became a platform for something much bigger than basketball. But one name made that message explode. Caitlin Clark. She didn't have to participate. She's the league's brightest star, the rookie sensation packing arenas, boosting ratings, and attracting millions.
Tonight was an opportunity, especially amid CBA negotiations, to really showcase what this league is about, what this league has at its disposal, the talent within this league. But what did they do?
And yet, she stood beside the very players who've thrown jabs at her all season long. She knew the risks. She did it anyway.
Caitlin Clark has received a lot of heat from the players.
This wasn't about clout. It wasn't about making headlines. It was about unity. She backed a cause, one that affects every player in the league, not just the ones with big brand deals. And just like that, a game became a movement.
The WNBA players reveal under their warm-ups t-shirts a statement to the WNBA. Pay us what you owe us. Statement is being made. You got Caitlin Clark rocking the shirt.
Fans took notice. So did the media. And you better believe the league's front office took notice too. But that moment of unity, it came at a price.
She is in full support. She's going full throttle with the players in these CBA negotiations, trying to get more money, more benefits.
And what followed next was a storm Caitlin didn't deserve. Once those shirts hit the floor, the internet exploded. And Caitlin was right in the eye of the storm. People didn't just disagree. They went for the throat.
From the refs to Kathy to the players who have they've called all of her fans racist, all types of stuff she's had to deal with. I did not know if she would be in full support.
Some called her entitled. Others labeled the protest ungrateful. One even wrote, she should stick to playing ball.
Fans started chanting, "Pay them." This is the shirt that everybody was wearing, was the "Pay us" shirt.
But why was it such a problem? Because it came from her. The one player who everyone agrees is actually owed something.
Look, it's a good thing that the players and teams are all together.
Let's get real. Caitlin Clark has brought in a tidal wave of attention to the WNBA. Ratings are through the roof. Ticket sales, off the charts. merchandise, selling out everywhere she goes.
It's these t-shirts and how bad that looked with them coming out on the court wearing those t-shirts.
It's not really a hard boycott because they're still playing. It's not like they're just sitting out of the All-Star game. So they're at least doing a soft boycott here.
She's not just a rookie. She's a one-woman economic boom. And still, when she stood side by side with players who've doubted her, dragged her name, and tried to push her out of the spotlight, the narrative twisted. Critics called it a stunt.
Obviously, she wants to get paid more too. We want to be paid more. We want to be paid what we deserve. All of these players are looking to get paid off the back of Caitlin Clark.
Said she was being manipulated. Claimed others were using her name to get paid. Some of the harshest comments. Only Caitlin should be paid more. The rest aren't worth it. Let her get the bag, not them.
Only her. The rest shouldn't make more than DoorDash.
And it didn't stop there. Some suggested her actions might cost her. With sponsors, with coaches, even with future contract talks. Think about that. The woman who's literally saving the league is being punished for standing with her peers.
Caitlin Clark has received a lot of heat from the players. So this actually says a lot about her, the fact that she's still willing to stand with these players.
This isn't just unfair. It's a sign of how uncomfortable the system gets when someone like Caitlin uses her platform for something bigger than herself.
Caitlin Clark stuck her foot in that door and said, wait, the big dog's here. The big dog is here.
Let's not forget, NBA players have protested before. Shirts, slogans, walkouts, and they were praised for it.
We love you, CC, but the NBA and the WNBA are business, and you are paid according to what the business brings in. And the numbers are a little lopsided there, CC. There's a huge difference in 11 billion and 200 million.
But when Caitlin and her WNBA sisters wear shirts demanding fair pay, suddenly it's controversial. Media headlines twisted the story.
It does feel like the WNBA becomes a fodder machine for takes and then rage bait.
Not about equity, not about the CBA. Instead, they ran with drama. Clark facing backlash. All-star moment overshadowed. Is she risking her career? Once again, Caitlin became the villain in a story she didn't even write.
I don't see these owners bending. I don't see them really giving in on this.
But in that moment, she proved something bigger than any stat sheet. She's not just a player, she's a leader. No one expected Caitlin Clark, the youngest, most scrutinized rookie, to carry an entire league's financial fight on her back. But that's exactly what she did.
Ratings are up 23% or something like that. It was over 20% this year. The attendance is up the same this year.
This wasn't about a t-shirt. It was about what that t-shirt meant. Pay us what you owe us isn't some catchy phrase. It's a call from athletes who are driving value and getting scraps in return.
Players, they had a message for Kathy, man, right at the beginning with these t-shirts.
Caitlin Clark was wearing the shirt. That's a big statement. And Caitlin Clark, you know, I said that shirt could basically say, pay us what you owe her.
Yes, the WNBA hasn't turned a profit in decades. But this year, everything changed.
The WNBA grossed approximately $200 million. However, despite this revenue, the league is projected to have operated at a loss.
TV ratings are soaring. Attendance is way up. Merchandise, flying, media deals, about to get restructured. The league is growing. The money is coming.
The new money that's coming in. There is more money coming in. So yes, the one thing can be true about the losses. Another thing can be true. The money's coming in.
And players want a fair share. Not NBA salaries, just a slice of what they're helping build. Right now, WNBA players receive less than 10% of league revenue.
These players are already getting paid 6 figures plus to only work 4 months out of the year. They're getting paid 6 figures plus to show up at practice for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day.
Compare that to NBA players who get nearly half. That's not just unfair, it's outrageous. Caitlin knows she's the exception, with endorsement deals and a national spotlight.
Name another multi-million-dollar business that has been around since '96 and never turned even $1 in profit in 29 years.
But most of her teammates aren't. They're earning barely enough to live, playing grueling schedules, and sacrificing their health. So what did Caitlyn do? She didn't say, pay me. She said, pay us.
42% of their 100% goes to the NBA, okay? So they get 42, the WNBA keeps 42, they give 42 to the NBA, and then they give like 15, close to 16% to the third parties.
The players want more of a share of the revenue, more of a revenue split.
She stood with the same women who've questioned her toughness, called her overrated, even left her off Team USA.
Everybody knows, I'm sure, how integral she is to this aspect, but she's also not the only player in the league.
She stood with them anyway. That's not branding. That's leadership. Caitlyn could have stayed quiet, played it safe, kept smiling for the cameras. But she didn't. She chose the hard road, again, because she knows this isn't just about her. It's about setting the standard for those who come next.
That would hurt them so much. And it doesn't help anybody. Doesn't help anybody. Stop doesn't help them. It doesn't help the owners. Doesn't help the WNBA itself, the brand.
The constant message is about the revenue share, the revenue split, which would inherently raise up the salaries.
They make revenue. They just don't make a profit. That's the difference. It's a difference between the profit and revenue.
And the truth is, her shirt could have just said, I'm not in this for me. That's what rattled the system. Because if more players start using their platforms like this, the WNBA's future won't just change, it'll transform. And Caitlyn lit the match. From the moment she stepped on the court, Caitlyn Clark became the WNBA's magnet. For attention, for criticism, for hope, and through all the noise, she just keeps showing up. Ignored by refs, elbowed by vets, snubbed by Team USA, dragged by the media.
WNBA is making money hand over fist with these new young all-stars, and they deserve to make more money.
And now criticized for standing in unity? Still, she shows up. That's the Caitlyn effect. She's not just electrifying on the court, she's elevating the entire league.
You are taken aback by the fact that somebody's salary might be $75,000.
We don't have time. We enter now a grueling second half of the season, and teams are trying to make playoff pushes. Players are trying to get back from injury. And so I think obviously that's something as players we got to continue to stand on.
Look at the numbers. When she plays, ticket prices skyrocket. When she doesn't, they plummet. That's not a fluke, that's value. She could act like a superstar. She never has. She could have made the all-star moment about herself.
They show them that they're spoiled. All these ladies were doing were jacking up fours, no defense. They don't go above and beyond. Why isn't this enough to cause you to boycott? Go on strike. I'm not playing another game. We're not playing another game.
She didn't. She shared it with teammates, with critics, with everyone. That's what her shirt truly meant.
If you don't allow these new players to come in who are used to being on these new platforms, you're going to fall behind, all right? You are going to fall behind. So find a way to get these new players on these rosters, and it'll help y'all stay up to date on these new platforms, and you will get new eyes, man, new viewership, more viewership.
Not rebellion, not arrogance, but solidarity. Because let's tell the truth, no one is doing more to grow this league than Caitlyn Clark.
So if she can't play, the owners are looking at it like, bro, 50% of the bread is gone. Tickets went down 50% in an all-star game because she's not playing.
And no one is absorbing more hate for it either. She's not being pampered. She's not protected. And yet, she keeps giving. Why? Because Caitlyn Clark isn't just here to shine. She's here to lift.
Welcome to the CCBA, the Caitlyn Clark Basketball Association. There's one person in this league that when she walks in the building, when she walks in the room, the owners see dollar signs. There's only one person and her name's Caitlyn Clark.
If they were going to make the statement like that, you should have balled out. You should have balled out a little bit harder.
The players, the league, the fans, the future. Even when she's pushed out, even when she's silenced, even when she's told to sit down, she keeps moving forward.
These ladies can walk down the street, except for Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. They can walk down the street. Nobody will know who they are.
I want to watch Caitlyn Clark ball. Now, I support all of you, but I need to see some Caitlyn Clark balling now. Come on now. I need to see Caitlyn balling. All right? Don't take that from me.
And the WNBA moves with her. This isn't just about a paycheck. It's about worth. And Caitlin is showing every game, every gesture, what true value looks like.
It said, pay us what you owe us on the shirts. It's going to get a lot of attention.
You know, the players are what is building this brand and this league. There is no league without the players. And, you know, the past, present, the ones coming up, they're the ones that have put in the blood, sweat, and tears for the new money that's coming in. And so we feel like we are owed a piece of that pie that we helped to create.
The truth is, right now the league is standing taller because Caitlin Clark is holding it up. Caitlin Clark didn't just wear a shirt. She wore the weight of a growing movement. She knew the backlash would come. She wore it anyway. She could have protected her image. She could have played politics. But she chose courage. And now as the noise gets louder, one thing becomes clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing games. She's changing history. So if you believe she made the right call, if you believe she deserves support, not criticism, drop a CC22 in the comments. Because when the dust settles, people won't remember the hate. They'll remember who stood up when it mattered most.
This is the power of Caitlin Clark right here. This is the crowd prior to the game. These are all Fever fans going into a road arena in Boston. Look at that. Look at all the Fever, red, Fever, red. I mean, look, little Caitlin Clark fans right here. That is Caitlin Clark's draw and her power for the league.
What's your question for Caitlin?
My question today is, what's the hardest part about playing basketball?
Ooh, it's a good question. Honestly, like, at the end of the day, none of it's hard. You're really lucky that you get to be able to do it. So, you know, obviously there's ups and downs and there's hard moments, but that's just life. And I think if you have good perspective on it, and I think all of us just always try to remind ourselves like how lucky we are to